Hello and welcome to Puss in Boots 2011 review. Um, yeah, I overall I thought the movie was good, but it wasn't anything like too crazy. I feel like for the Pixar Disney kind of standard, there could have been like more oomph to it. Um, I don't really know what that means, but I want to say I'm just like expecting to like get blown away, and I thought the movie was just like pretty good. I made some notes that I wanted to talk about. I like the intro. There's the intro was basically just Puss just like narrating himself and like telling him like saying like how he's been called by different names, and I think the way that a general rule is that you should show, not tell. When it comes to like if you're making any media, you don't want to like tell the audience what's going on. You should just show them through actions. And this kind of goes against that, where he's just narrating about himself, but because of the character that he is, the ego that he has, then like I guess like the narcissistic like traits that he has, that it's part of his character to tell. So I thought that was pretty cool. Um, I like when they in the movie there's the scene where he's chasing Kitty Softpaws, I think that's her name, um, to the glitter club, the not the cat club, and it's called the glitter box. It's something they don't ever acknowledge, but it's just like there in the background, and I thought that was cool. It's like a litter box, but it's a pun or a play on words on that. Um, I also wrote, yeah, the cat instruments, like the instrument players, the people, not the people, the cats playing all the instruments. I thought was very charming, the different ways they played the instruments. Um, what else we got here? There's this cat that I think three times in the movie, they just go ooh, and I thought that was cute, and yeah, it was a nice gag. Um, Also in the movie when he goes into the bar, he talks about, I think he says that he doesn't rob banks and he doesn't rob orphanages, and that's because he is an orphan, and then he got framed for like a bank robbery. So those are two things he doesn't rob. It's a bit of like foreshadowing for his character, and I liked it because it's kind of random to mention those two things, but also something I just realized as I'm speaking about it. The reason those two, when he's talking to people in the bar, all these people in the bar were hired by Humpty, right? And then when they suggested these two things, it's like they knew that like those are two things that he wouldn't go for, and that's because Humpty probably told him to say that. I also like how like pretty much everything that's like seems like a coincidence actually has a meaning, where it's like because pretty much until near the end of this movie, Humpty has like set up everything, and he's set up everything um, to go against Puss and to set him up. So it's like there's a guy in the bar that just has like tattoos of the the bean, like the magic beans, and he has like one here, and then he has like one I think like on his chest and like on his back, um, and like it's like a funny gag, but then also it makes sense afterwards when you find out that it was Humpty that set it up. So it's like not even like a gag. It's like almost it's foreshadowing that it's like why does this guy know everything? But it works because it's just an animated movie, and you just take it as a joke in the moment. Um, there's also a Fight Club reference when Humpty Dumpty, yeah, that's his formal name, Humpty Alexander Dumpty, um, and Puss were children, and they were making a bean club. And then the first rule of Bean Club is to not talk about Bean Club, and the second rule of Bean Club is also to not talk about Bean Club. I wrote that I didn't trust Humpty. This is like not that early on. This is like halfway through like the pre-reveal segment. So I mean, I feel like there's a lot of hints with that. Uh, Also, there was a part of the movie when they were getting the golden goose that they they were like, oh, we can't lift one of these eggs, it's too heavy. But then they just take the goose, but this goose like produces these eggs, and I thought maybe because the goose just laid an egg that it was out of like the egg storage, and it lays the eggs like once every, I don't know, few days or longer. But then when they do get this goose and then they bring it back out of the beanstalk, and now they're just camping the desert, the desert. Um, this goose just lays a bunch of eggs in that time. So I mean, I guess it's magical, so that doesn't really matter. Uh, I just wrote Puss is a good cat, and I guess that's from, I don't know, when he's trying to act like he's not a good cat and he doesn't care, but he does care. Oh, this is a really funny gag. When he was arrested, when he went back to his town to like, I don't know, stop Humpty and or save Humpty, but then now it's to stop Humpty. He ended up getting arrested, and then when they arrested him and they took all his stuff, he had catnip on him, and he said it was for his glaucoma, and I thought that was really funny. Um, and let's see, there's also, I think, Puss says this to Humpty. It's never too late to do the right thing, and that's a pretty strong message. I really like that. Yeah, it's never too late to do the right thing. Uh, you can't take back the past, obviously, but when no matter how bad you believe you've been, you can always try and do the right thing whenever the opportunity presents itself, and you can always change. Um, I wrote that Humpty turned into gold and sacrificed himself. Yeah, so it seemed like Humpty lived, and he somehow turned into gold when he fell. And I feel like this means something, which like I'm not understanding. And maybe it's like being gold is like being like pure, or like pure of heart. And like when he was, because this happened when he sacrificed himself to save the baby chick, the golden goose. So I guess him sacrificing himself was showing that he was finally being good, and because of that, he was able to turn into gold. I don't know. Um, yeah, that's the main things I had written down. Um, yeah, it was a good movie. I recommend it. I do think that the Last Wish, Puss in Boots' Last Wish, I think that's what it's called, the recent one, well, relatively recent. That one was, I think, a lot better. But I still like this one, and it was cool to see how him and Kitty's relationship started was through this whole setup with you know Humpty and stuff, and then they're not like really together at the end of the movie like that. So when the second movie kind of starts with them getting like it was about how he left her at the altar because I guess he was scared. Yeah, that was good. Well, that was spoilers for that movie if you haven't seen it yet. But yeah, I guess that was my review for Puss in Boots. I gave it a 3 star, and I think that's just because I like the movie, and I had a lot of charm to it, like Pixar movies usually do. But I didn't feel like it was anything too crazy, um, and yeah, you know, it definitely had like a from I haven't watched Shrek in a while, but it definitely had a Shrek feel, and that's probably because Puss in Boots is in Shrek. So yeah, maybe I'll watch Shrek and see how that is. Yeah, so that was my Puss in Boots review. I'm not really sure. I've been trying to post a video every day, and I don't really know what to post. So it just comes to me like at the end of the day trying to figure out something, and I guess for today that's just reviewing Puss in Boots. And maybe I'll just stick with doing reviews, and perhaps I'll get better at them. I don't know. Or I'll just ramble for a while and then end up posting it, and that'll be that. Yeah, I have nothing more to say. If you made it this far, thank you. I really appreciate you being here. I hope that means you liked it. So maybe you can hit a like and leave a comment and subscribe if you really enjoyed it and want to see more. And if not, that's okay too. I hope you have a wonderful day and a good night's sleep. And I will see you tomorrow, hopefully. Okay, bye.